Here we go now, guys. TalkNorwichCity here, back for another week of the TNC podcast.
Boom.
Not as excited as last week. I mean, in general, in life, we're still excited.
We're buzzing.
But we had a bit of a sore throat last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we're now back to full fitness, guys.
We are back to full
Apologies for the
fitness.
sound issues last week.
And first of all, I do want to say a massive thank you to everyone who listened to us last week and did leave us a review on iTunes.
Yes.
I was sitting on the toilet at work on my lunch break the other day. Thought I'm just going to check how many reviews we've got on our.
You got your phone out on the bog.
Yeah, all of the best ideas.
Controversial.
Mate, what do you do? Read.
I just kind of get the job done and just crack on.
Oh no, I like kind of sustaining.
Interesting.
For a while. Yeah,
Interesting.
10-minute job every time. Anyway, went onto iTunes and saw that a lot of people had left reviews. So if you haven't already, go onto our iTunes page, leave a 5-star review,
Last
put some
plug.
nonsense in the comments.
Last plug. Probably won't be the last plug.
In the description. Thank you to everyone who does listen on SoundCloud and iTunes.
Cheers,
and
guys.
also YouTube. Love you all. Chris, Derby County on Saturday.
Yeah.
It was a strange game, wasn't it?
It was a blip. That's the way I've summarised in my head. It was definitely a blip, but it was a blip that I actually think that we caused. I don't think that we should feel too sorry for ourselves with the refereeing decisions, because I thought that we could have easily overcome them by putting the ball in the net. I think we had ample opportunities to be more dominant in the final third. Again, we lacked that oomph at the top. Obviously, Cameron Jerome can only do what Cameron Jerome can do.
Yeah.
He's a decent championship player, but can he play up front on his own? Is he the type of player that's going to produce that piece of magic? No. And this is why I'm desperately looking forward to after the international break. Once you've got, Pritchard's going to be back in training in a couple of weeks' time. I'm not saying he's going to be back instantly, but he's going to be coming back soon. But you know what I mean, Jack? We need those types of players, and that's why I'm absolutely gutted. Genuinely gutted and distraught that Nelson Oliveira is out injured. I mean, I took that screenshot of your face when you just
and yours as well.
I mean,
you were like this.
I had to just couldn't. It's just such a big loss for us, and there's been questions raised of should Nelson Oliveira have played 120 minutes against Arsenal. In my opinion, no. However, when you've only got 2 fit strikers, what do you do? And Marty Watkins was banned, right?
Yeah.
I think we might be able. I think we might be seeing something very different against Wolves. We're gonna have to. So it's gonna be interesting.
I mean, you say there. Well, you've said we sit next to each other at the games, and the constant theme that you've been saying all season is we've got to be more clinical, and we've got away with not being as clinical as maybe we should have been at home because we've kept clean sheets. We were cut apart.
I've said it over and over again in your ear, haven't I? Constantly. Because when you're on the up, it's all well and good being all fluffy and come on lads, and I'm all for being positive. But it gets to the point where, if you have a 15-20 minute spell in football where you're consistently on top, you've got to put the ball in the back of the net, Jack.
Yeah.
You've got to. And at the moment, it's not just at home. You look at away from home as well. Yes, we've been clinical because we've had less chances, but even away from home, I look at some of the opportunities that we've had, and Vrancic against Arsenal, for example. Chances that are just absolutely begging for the net to ripple, and it's just not happening.
And I suppose both Arsenal that we haven't spoken about on the podcast yet, but we've kind of done it in videos and stuff. And
Derby,
you can kind of almost. A lot of excuses have came up since them games, and excuses built around referees. And I'm kind of the believer that some decisions will go your way in a season, some won't. And 2 absolute glaring ones haven't gone our way, but. You say there about Vrancic at Arsenal, you put that in the back of the net, the game's done.
Different
against Derby, yes, it was a terrible decision. Yes, Carson should have been sent off. Yes, it should have been a penalty. You go on and win the game. But let's not forget, Steven missed 2 sitters. We had other chances in that game. It wasn't the ref that lost us that game. Yes, it's nice to put blame elsewhere, but you do have to look at yourself sometimes.
I think, I certainly, the players will feel that way. The players will take full accountability of the fact that they should have put the chances away. I mean, Steveman in his press conference of late recently said that he should have scored. He thought he'd scored.
He was already a striker growing up.
He was already celebrating. So, but to summarise Derby, Jack, as I've said already, it was a blip in the road. I think that you can tell. To be honest with you, I wasn't disappointed with the performance. I thought that we knocked the ball about really nicely. We asserted pressure well. I thought that we dominated possession. We got hit by a sucker punch. The refereeing decision. I said to you, Jack, it's quite interesting. So everyone's blaming the ref for stuff. I quite like it in a weird sense when something not as serious as the Scott Carson, but say for example a player puts a bad challenge in on Madison. God, I'm so fired up. I'm so in.
Yeah.
And and I think as soon as the Snake Pit
Yeah.
and the Lure Barkley get really fired up, a bit, there's a bit of fire in the bellies. That can sometimes help the atmosphere, which in turn helps the players get the result. But on Saturday, it just wasn't to be.
It was, wasn't it? That refereeing decision. It was very loud after that for a long amount of time. You thought, are we going to be able to get a chance here?
Because we love a moan.
We do love a moan. We do love hating a referee.
Yeah, we do.
That is a common trait throughout the English species. I think the big thing though for me, and I'm sure you'll agree, is we just looked so tired, especially in that last 20. We were sitting down, so like Derby's right wing when they were attacking our half in the second half. And
only in the second half, though, Jack.
Yeah,
I thought first half we looked fit as a fiddle.
Stiepermann was so far forward because we were piling pressure on, trying to go for the goal.
Covering him,
and then Tim Close was coming in, and he was just getting skinned every time, and that then meant that Pinto had to come across. And the defence looked pretty woeful in that last 20, but it was, I think, down to tiredness. And also, I want to get your thoughts because we haven't spoken on this. Was there a slight bit of naivety from that Norwich City team to go and chase that game so hard? Because we were throwing men forwards, the wing backs were getting up, the wingers weren't getting back. And would you have maybe thought, let's just be a little bit compact, let's see if we get one chance? Is that not a thing? Am I just being slightly critical?
Personally, not for me. After, if you're going to go for it, go for it. And I think at home, it's been evident in the last games where we have kind of gone for the right, we're going to be well organised and structured, and then we're going to attack. By the way, help yourself.
Yeah. By the way, Switzerland, Toblerone's probably the best thing to come out of Switzerland than Tim Closer.
Yeah.
Or is it
actually
Tim Closer?
Actually looks a bit like Tim Closer's nose, actually, doesn't it?
Slightly more intact.
Anyway, what was I saying, Jack? Before Toblerone
going for it.
So the point is, I thought the tactics were fine against Derby. It just didn't go away. It just didn't. I think that. As I say, we could have been more potent. I thought that we counteracted Derby's formation really, really well. We've spoken about tiredness, Jack, but I tell you what, Josh Murphy was making Andre Wisdom look like...
I mean, that's not hard.
Like a League 2, but well, yeah, he was pretty bad for us, wasn't he? Let's be honest. But then it wasn't difficult to be bad for us during that era. So... yeah, I thought it was okay. I don't think we should look too deeply into the game, really. It's just like Arsenal in a sense. Obviously, it's extremely disappointing, but, were Norwich City, should you even think like that? I don't know. Personally, from my point of view, I wouldn't expect Norwich City to go and even perform the way they did against Arsenal. So I think we should be thankful for how far we've come already. Did you expect this Norwich City team, and drop it down in the comments as well on YouTube, if you agree or disagree. I didn't expect Norwich City to be this cohesive, this well gelled so early on. I just didn't expect it, Jack. It was such a big gamble bringing in Fark and such a big gamble bringing in these cheap foreign players. But it's already working, and there's already such a nice chemistry coming on. So I just think that Norwich fans... I'm not saying that, we've jumped to it straight away, and I think it's the first time in a long, long time that Norwich City have lost a home game, but I've not really seen anyone jump on the managers or team's back, which is nice, because I think it just shows how far we've progressed, Jack. But it could all change against Wolves, of course.
And that's the thing, isn't it, is we can moan all about, well, not moan, but it's an intense schedule in the Championship, and every team has it the same. But it doesn't get easier now. We've got Wolves at home. They're second in the table. They did lose at the weekend.
Yeah.
And I think the big thing for me is they've probably had a more intense schedule than us.
Okay.
They had 120 minutes against Man City and then QPR away, coming to us away. That's a tough set of fixtures. So, although it doesn't get easier, we've got no excuses for this game.
I think we have.
What?
Injuries.
Yeah, but every team has injuries throughout the season.
Yeah, but we've got no cover, Jack.
And that's our
fault.
fault.
Not good enough. Yeah, it is. But the point is that, when look, Wolves are the favourites. Let's not...
Like, in terms of external excuses, we can't moan at anyone else for what's happening. We are short because we didn't, and I think we've recruited very well, and I just think it's a bit unlucky that we're short.
Yeah.
Could we have done with another striker? Yeah, probably.
Because everyone's like, well, why is Carlton Morris not in the team? Well, it would be great.
Not good enough for the Championship.
Well, I don't know, mate. I think that's quite harsh. I think Carlton Morris could hold his own if he's given a chance. I mean, personally, I think if Carlton Morris was given the same game time as Cameron Jerome, he'd produce the same sorts of performances, Jack.
Yeah, possibly.
He would. Same size and stature as Grant Holt. As you say, look, Nelson Oliveira was always going to be number one. It's desperately unlucky that he's got injured. I think that Daniel Farke's, well, as you know, he's made some, or Stuart Webber, should I say, has made some changes to the backroom staff in terms of the sports science, the fitness, everything. So that's another thing that Norwich City fans should be aware of, is that sometimes when there's things going on in the background, sometimes that has an effect on the pitch. And clearly the ongoing injury with Nelson is such a weird problem for Norwich. It reminds me very much of Arsenal, actually, whereby they've just stuck with the same team for years and years. The players keep getting injured, and they keep failing in the league. And we at the moment, it has been like that for us.
I think the strange thing with Nelson is, and I can't really remember anything quite like this in terms of, he hasn't got a serious injury. It's just a niggling one that they can't seem to get control of. And I was watching Farke's press conference today, and they've gone to the extent of sending Oliveira to regular dentist appointments because they thought it was his teeth.
Wow, okay.
Because he was starting to get a sore back, and they thought it was coming through his jaw. They sent him to the doctors a lot because they just can't get to the bottom of why he keeps getting these recurring muscle injuries. And you know, it is a massive loss, isn't it? When you've got Pritchard out, you've got Nelson out.
But we had to take it at the weekend in some sense because of the fact that we gambled him against Arsenal. And by the way, he was through on goal, and he would have scored, and they didn't get a red card. Yeah. But anyway, enough of the excuses, Jack. What's next on the agenda?
Let's look ahead to Wolves then, because look, there's going to be changes in the team. Yeah. Oliveira has been ruled out. Pinto will probably play, but he had a knock. And the really interesting thing I thought from this press conference was Paddy Davitt asked Daniel Farke, look, Christoph Zimmerman's now made a mistake. Does this mean that Grant Hanley's coming in? And Farke said, I don't like dropping players off the back of a bad performance. I'd much rather drop a player off the back of a good performance and just have a rest. Because if you drop a player off the back of a bad performance, that only knocks confidence more. And I kind of respect that viewpoint.
There's only one mistake.
No, exactly. And I don't think Paddy was digging. He was just saying, look, Grant Hanley's here. He's fit. He'd come from Newcastle on a decent money. Expecting him to play. How has Grant taken that? And is he seeing this as a chance? Yeah. Grant Hanley is apparently extremely professional about it. I thought he looked good when he came on against Ipswich.
Very good.
So he can slot
fast.
Yeah, really fast, actually.
Strangely fast.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because
he had strikers' boots on as well. He had went for like the blazing orange boots.
Yeah,
as well.
it was and just like headbutting everything.
Interesting.
Just going around, kind of his head like kind of something.
He looks like a bit of an animal, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he's got that kind of animal, like don't mess with me kind of face.
Yeah, so there's going to be changes. Especially, well, I say especially, it's probably going to be Cameron Jerome that starts. But could we possibly see Marley Watkins go through the middle? Could we see Yannick Vilchkut go through the middle? Could we see Marco Stiepermann up front?
I really, really think that, and actually it's in line with your previous comments, Jack, I think that we need to protect the first half against Wolves. I do. I think we need to probably play the long game against them. Not long as in through ball. Long. A long game is in patience. Let's not go all guns blazing and play two up top and go really attacking and play ways. Well, actually, to be fair, they could play Watkins up top with Cameron Jerome. My point is that I would just try and protect the first half.
Yeah.
I'd be taking shots from range as well because I don't think Ruddy's the best goalkeeper in the world.
I watched their highlights back from Saturday. Both goals.
He's still making howlers. Yeah. It's very, and we'll go on to talk about it actually. But I won't say it now. Go on to talk about it. So in general, I'm worried for Wolves. I do actually think that the Wolves will run us about. I think they'll dominate. I think that therefore Norwich City need to play the long game and be patient.
And that's what I've jotted this down actually, is could being the underdog, because we're probably the first time this season a team is travelling to Carrow as favourites.
Yeah.
Could that play into our hands slightly?
Possibly.
Slightly less pressure, you would expect Wolves to come at us a little bit more. I thought Derby did a little bit, but Wolves even more so. As long as we can soak that pressure up, there's a real possibility that we could hit these on the break.
It's a real sign for our defence more than anything, not our forward line. This is a sign for the defence because these guys are the best in the business in this league in terms of going forward, Jack. So let's see, let's witness what we're going to witness. I think that the defence need to be on their A game. They need to be thinking sharp. They need to be fit. They need to be fueled. And they need to just give... And I know they'll give everything. And let's not forget, it's under the lights at Carrow Road, and that always has a very special effect on the atmosphere and the players.
Let's get on to John Ruddy. He's obviously returning. I think you're fair to say a legend at Norwich.
No, you're winding me up. Have you actually just said that seriously? Did you just say John Ruddy's a legend at Norwich City Football Club?
I don't know, is he?
John Ruddy, a legend?
Maybe like...
Are you mad? Have you had a long day at work? Are you alright?
Yeah, I have had a very long day
Are
at
you
work.
feeling alright, mate? John Ruddy's not a legend.
No.
He's made lots of appearances. He's stayed loyal, but arguably, he shouldn't have stayed loyal. Why?
Mate, I think
why?
you're being very short-sighted about that. Let's go back to 2012, 2013.
No way, mate. I would have had Fraser...
Fraser Forster's gone.
No, I'm just saying. I would pick Fraser Forster over John Ruddy all day long.
Well, yes,
I know that's irrelevant, but the point is, there is actually a point in there somewhere.
I don't think there is.
There is. If I had the choice between
Fraser
Forster
and
John Ruddy, look.
If I had the choice between Edwin van der Sar and his prime,
if we'd signed Fraser Forster and not John Ruddy, I wouldn't be going, "Oh, we missed out on John Ruddy of Everton." Right, my point is,
mate, one of the best keepers in the Premier League in 2012, 2013.
Oh, you are joking.
Have you seen the
stats? Oh, well done. You got an England call up. Big whoopee-doo.
He was a good keeper for Norwich City.
Have you seen the players that are getting England call-ups now, Jack?
Yeah, but it's England, fair point.
Right, exactly.
But I think you're being a bit disrespectful to John here.
Look,
yes, he didn't have the best last season.
I'm not being disrespectful.
Well, I think you are.
John, you're really... I love how you
Are you disregarding England call-up?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
So how many other Norwich players have had England call-ups over this? James Maddison hasn't had an England call-up. Is he a good player?
He hasn't yet, has he? Have you seen his age? And have you seen the age that John Ruddy
it's easy to get into England, isn't it?
Jack, John Ruddy was a very loyal servant to Norwich City Football Club, and I thank him for that. And, particularly the Championship campaign after we got promoted from the League One, he was unstoppable. I've always had this opinion. When a player gets a sniff and flirts around with leaving, leave.
You said that about Tim Close.
Leave.
Leave.
We've got Grant Hanley, right? Right. Jack.
Tim Close has been incredible
let's just ignore Timmy K. I've apologised for Timmy K. Let's ignore Timmy K. This is about John Ruddy. It just baffles me why Norwich fans rim John Ruddy when he made so many mistakes in his last seasons. Jack Reed. I'm about to hit you around the head with this Toblerone.
Did he though?
Jack. The amount of times you cursed at John Ruddy. Don't get on the John Ruddy bandwagon now.
I don't think that's a thing.
Right.
But
the point is,
John Ruddy's returning. Being a bit disrespectful.
I'm trying not to be. John Ruddy, it was a good servant. He was a great servant to Norwich City Football Club. He stayed when he could have left for Chelsea on much more money, and Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt. The point is, I just think he's overhyped. I think Angus is already a better goalkeeper than John Ruddy in his prime. And I'm not just saying that because I'm Angus's mate. I genuinely believe it. He's bigger. He dominates the area more. He catches more balls. He makes the right calls. He doesn't get stuck in no man's land. You see John Ruddy like this. You watch him on Tuesday night, John Ruddy. Where am I? Am I out? Am I in? Am I catching? Am I not?
No, that's actually fair. He was done that a lot for Wolves at the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Because he still does it. And if you look at the stats, he just makes more mistakes. I just don't think he's a better shot stopper than Angus. And what I'm trying to portray through this very over-the-top point is that I won't be clapping John Ruddy.
Why?
I won't
stupid.
Nah, it's not. It's not stupid.
What?
It's not stupid.
What, even at the end of the game?
At the end of the game, this is my point.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the game,
Yeah.
But I'm hearing about people saying, "Oh, let's send John Ruddy on the first minute because he was our number one for all these seasons." Will you just piss off? I'm just tired of it. It's like, why do we rim the? He's the opposition now. He's gone. He's the opposition. I want to spank Wolves. I want to absolutely spank them. I want to destroy them. I want John Ruddy to cry. I literally want John Ruddy to cry. But at the end of the game, I'll give him this little clap. Well done, you've been a great servant to Norwich City Football Club. The point is, please stop rimming the opposition so much. He's the opposition. He's not a Norwich player anymore. It's like Bradley Johnson. Great player, but let it go.
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 I do. You know what? I always feel a bit of a soft spot for Chrissy Martin when he comes back.
Oh, please
Like,
don't.
Just a bit of a... Just
Banned
a good
from every
guy.
pub in Deerham.
Beckles, I told you that.
He's banned from every
No,
pub
it's
in Deerham.
Beckles.
No, he's from Beckles.
No, it's definitely Beckles.
No. Right. He's from Beckles. He's banned from the pubs in Beckles. He's banned from the pubs in Deerham as
Probably
well.
the whole of Norfolk.
Well, yeah, all right.
He's probably banned.
By the way, Chrissy Martin, League One, what a player.
What a boy.
What a boy.
Yeah, what a boy. Anyway, we've got away from... All
Can
I
I
was
actually-
saying...
can I-
all- literally,
can I
all-
actually just
all
say
I was
about
saying
John
here
Ruddy?
is John Ruddy's coming back. That's all I wanted to say. And that's all I wanted to say.
And can I just say as well, I do actually respect John Ruddy. I respect him. I just don't like the way that the fans just get so irate about the fact that a player's coming back. Just get over it.
It gives us something to talk about.
Well,
What do we
let's
do
hope-
without it?
let's
It'd be a
hope
10-minute
Barty do the
podcast without
talking.
John Ruddy. Thanks, John Ruddy. Anyway, with that all being said,
Yeah.
Daniel Farker probably does agree with you. He was saying that he respects John Ruddy for what he done.
But he thinks he's crap.
But Angus, he loves working with Angus. He feels that Angus feels like Carrod is his living room.
It is.
And if he has the chance, he wants to keep Angus going long term. Does
No
that
comment.
excite you? Does that excite
No
you?
comment.
Any inside information?
No comment.
Any inside information?
No comment.
Okay. So, in general, are we feeling confident for Wolves?
No.
Okay.
It's the first time I've not been confident this season and I'm allowed to. By the way, can we do Moan of the Week?
Yeah, definitely.
Moan of the Week this week, Jack, is there's a lot of people, there's a lot of, fans that follow this channel and well done, and I really, really like you, so thanks for listening.
He
Thanks for
doesn't. He doesn't
watching.
like you. He respects you. For serving TNC well.
I do respect you.
You're
I
not
do
a good
respect
fan.
you.
Just thanks for sticking about.
But what I would say is you really need to understand that I am an extremely biased Norwich fan.
No,
I'm so biased.
Are you?
Please don't comment. Don't send me tweets saying this was such an unbiased interview. Of course it's unbiased. I'm a Norwich fan. The reason why I sit here for hours on end with this sod is because I love Norwich. I want to talk about Norwich. I don't care about any other team. And if I can make an impact on persuading fans to think that Norwich are better than they actually are, I will do that. Right? I will do that. I just need to make it clear. My moan of the week is people saying that I should act like the BBC because I'm in the media. It's just ridiculous.
Imagine if you were the BBC.
I'd be the worst BBC correspondent ever. No. By the way, actually, speaking of unbiased, I love Darren. Right, so Darren Eady, the ultimate professional on TV, got the Sky Sports gig at Ipswich, and he didn't say anything unbiased, but there was a picture of him just smirking at the end of the Ipswich game, and I just thought it was priceless, absolutely brilliant.
Let's get on to
let's.
the questions, and let's kick things off with our good friend and legend of the game, David Giles. Big
Go
Dave.
on, Dave.
He asked, should I do Cardiff on a cold Friday, December night? Cardiff away.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you should, Dave.
it's Dave's kind of game. Lift them. He went to Middlesbrough. Why not do Cardiff?
You work hard through the week, you earn your money, spend it, take a day off, go to Cardiff on the Friday night. This is actually the Friday before my birthday, so my birthday's on the Sunday.
Right.
Do you fancy a weekend in Cardiff? Good nightlife?
Good nightlife in Cardiff.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this.
Tommy Tribal,
I'm sorry to say
and
this.
then a couple of
I'm
Jaegers.
sorry to say this. Cardiff is a shithole.
Cardiff's actually quite nice. No, Cardiff...
Jack, you
mate,
live in Yarmouth. Your opinion is warped. Your opinion is warped. Cardiff is not a good place to be. Actually, let's just bring
South Wales is
let's bring
actually
us back
quite
to the
nice.
football. Let's bring us back to the football quite quickly. I respect hugely anyone that makes the trip to Cardiff. Even Carl, who we've announced as the greatest Norwich City fan of all time.
He's not going.
Not going.
Has replied and put, "Not me, Dave. Too far for a Friday night."
Carl. By the way, Carl is he really is
legend.
The man, isn't he?
Yeah.
The point is, if you go to Cardiff, the TNC hat is tipped to you. So well done.
Then Dave had a nice little chat. Jake
I
Man
don't have to read the chat. Let's just go.
"Come on, big
questions.
man." Dave put "tempting." Jake put "will be a good night." Dave put "might go on the train." And then Jake put fair enough, I'm going cabbage. Imagine going cabbage to car. Imagine how you won't get back to February. Mental. John Punt, are you going to any flagpole erection classes for Barnsley?
Right, explain to the good people of the podcast.
Big day for Along Come Norwich on Saturday. They have made their very large Alan Partridge banner, which I think was created by the fans, and it was a big deal. They spent a lot of money on it, funded by the fans, for the fans. Amazing banner, love it. We get a message.
It really is a good banner.
We get a message from Andy Lawn on Friday night saying, "Lads, I want you two to hold the flag up." And I was like, "This is quite an honour."
I want you two to have the new flag.
I've got some butterflies coming. I feel a bit nervous, but this is an honour.
Yeah, it is. As far as flag waving goes,
and it was also linked into your hate of pedestrianisation of Norwich City Centre, which, by the way, I think is great. Anyway, another subject. So get there nice and early, and this isn't just a flag. This is a flag that has poles in it, so you can hold it up like this, right? Big deal. Andy erects the poles.
No. This is the problem.
No, he did.
Did he erect them?
Yes.
Did he erect them correctly?
Don't know.
I think Andy Lawn's got erection issues. I'm going to put it out
Possibly.
there. Pole erection issues. Sorry.
Anyway, so we're going swimmingly. Teams come out. I go, right, Chris, this is our moment to shine.
Yeah.
There's photographers lining up the snaps.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? Yeah.
We hold the flag up. One of the poles collapses. Where is it?
We didn't hold it up wrong. Can we just clarify? We didn't hold it up wrong.
No.
We weren't like this, up.
We just went like this, and the pole went flaccid.
It was very slow, and all of a sudden the really poor erection issues came to fruition.
And that pole went flaccid.
Yes, it did.
And Alan Partridge was
kind of half up, wasn't he?
Was gloopy. I think that's the word.
Yeah.
So we've got a gloopy Alan Partridge, and we've got one pole erect, one not so erect.
Yeah.
Not
our side, by the way.
Basically, we screwed it up.
We'll take responsibility. We did.
So I don't know what happened with the pole.
I don't know why it didn't erect.
But
it just didn't.
John, never give us a flag ever again.
So many.
Richard Freezer. Why did we play Oliveira for 120 minutes? Arsenal knowing his injury issues.
Managed it.
Probably because Jerome needed a rest. I think it was questionable playing Oliveira. I think it would have been a lot better to play maybe Vilchkut through the middle, or Watkins was suspended, wasn't he? Murphy through the middle.
I don't regret
Look,
it.
there wasn't a good option.
Yeah.
It could have gone great. Oliveira could have scored 2 and we would have won the game. It didn't work out. I'm sure Farker will learn. Luke Speck with a good question. Are you worried about Jerome only scoring 1 goal since Good Friday? Is this an acceptable record for a striker?
Now, Luke Speck loves banging the Cameron Jerome drum. He's tweeted this to me, I think, a few times now.
But it's a valid point.
Because he thinks I'm a Cameron Jerome fanboy, and I'm not. But what I will say is that I've slated him no end. But then when he does play well, I'll give him the praise that he's due. Just to clarify, Luke, I do not think it's an acceptable record for a striker. I don't. But what I do think is that Norwich City have limited resource, with limited cash, and whether you like Cameron Jerome's record or not, it doesn't matter because we've got him. And does anyone else want to buy him? Probably not. So we have to use Cameron Jerome in the best way possible. He's had, a few disappointing, games in terms of the fact that he's worked hard, but he has had some opportunities. And I would agree with you, Luke, that I don't think it's acceptable, but I think that you and a few other Norwich fans need to realise that we can't just get rid of Cameron Jerome and bring in a youngster because that might not necessarily work. He is experienced at the end of the day.
Yeah, and
he's decent. He's all right.
And Mags tweeted Luke's back up. I think the lack of supply to him is more unacceptable. He has nothing but scraps to feed off. And Luke put true. However, his movement is shocking. never makes a run behind. And I think both of them have points.
Yeah, I agree with both.
Luke's right that that's a shocking record, and it's not good enough. Mags is right because I can't really think of a clear-cut chance that he's had in the last couple of games where I've been like, he should have scored that. Because he's having to run down the track. The amount of time he's having to drift that wide because there's no one else there. Mm-hmm. But is that because his movement isn't good enough? Is he not creating the chances for himself? Because Oliveira plays up top on his own, and it feels like he has loads of chances in a game. So is it the lack of movement? I don't know. I think, like you say, I think the thing with Cameron Jerome,
cheese. You've got Nelson Oliveira, so it highlights the fact that Cameron Jerome isn't that sparky player. We've spoken about it already. He's not going to create opportunities out of nowhere. Cameron Jerome, in my opinion, is a player that is successful in a 4-4-2. When we signed him, we played him in a 4-4-2, and it worked. He was feeding off the other striker, and he was playing some decent football, and he was delivering his 20 goals a season. And
I think the thing is, as well as
he's not going to do that anymore.
And I think the thing as well as playing in a 2 that he did, and that kind of Hooper, Grab, and Jerome trio that season worked so well. Let's not also forget he's 3 years older. He's definitely got slower. Like, I think when I watched him at the start of this season, I was like, wow, he's lost a lot of pace. The thing I loved about Jerome is his work ethic's always been, and that's been the one key theme that he's carried throughout his career. But it was just that extra yard of pace, that burst over 20 yards that got him them goals. He hasn't got that anymore, and that's maybe why he hasn't got as many chances.
It's a good point, Luke. I just need to make it clear, I'm not in the Cameron Jerome fan club, but I've just been quite harsh on him. Like, I've been extremely harsh on James Husband, which was due, but obviously now we have to try, although I've, gone on a massive rant about me being biased, when it comes to Norwich players, I want to try to be more level and try and say, well, actually, sometimes James Husband plays really well, and I just need to admit it.
Max Furman saying, how do you and Chris know each other? Did you meet through Norwich City Football Club?
How deep should we go into this, Jack?
Well, yes, we did meet through Norwich City.
Yeah, we did. I came for an interview, didn't I?
No, it wasn't really an interview.
It was an interview.
So I run a website called the Carrot Crowd. You wanted to write for it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
hello.
And then we just and then we've done that for a bit.
It brings a tear to my eye, actually.
Done that for a bit, and then we got season tickets
together.
We
didn't, yeah, but Jack, we're brothers, remember?
Oh yeah, we're brothers. Who knows? Are we related? I don't know.
I think we could be. By the way, on a serious note, I think we actually could be related.
Probably.
Somewhere down the line.
We're from Norfolk.
I think we should go on that Ancestry website.
Yeah.
And trace it back. You've got a bit of Welsh in your family, haven't you?
Yeah, but the Reeve is from Suffolk, though.
No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
There's so many Reeves in Suffolk.
Really?
Tons of Reeves in Suffolk.
I'm ashamed.
Yeah. So yes, we did meet through Norwich City.
Yeah. By chance, though.
Alex Parfit, love this question. Best side to have with chips: mushy peas, curry sauce, tomato ketchup.
Question of the week.
TC.
Question of the week.
Alex, love that.
Best side to have with chips. You know what? I've recently turned to curry sauce.
Yeah.
I love a good dip in curry sauce, but I'm a drizzler, and so what I mean by that is I'll pick up the pot,
right,
and I'll drizzle it all over the chips rather than dipping in or putting it on the side.
It gets too soggy.
I just like that consistency.
Yeah.
I don't like to get to the end of the chips and then not to be enough sauce. And do you know what I mean?
This is a really big question because you've got options here. I having chips on its own. In which case...
Let's talk about fish and chips. Let's just go with the average case.
Well, if you're having fish and chips, you're not having curry sauce or mushy peas.
Really?
You're having mushy peas, you're not having curry sauce
really?
with
I'd
that.
have curry sauce.
But I'm going ketchup with that, okay? Because you don't really want another... Like, mushy peas, yes. Curry sauce, no. Not with fish. But...
I think mushy peas with fish is quite nice, Jack.
No, I agree. But not curry sauce. But...
You're taking this question extremely seriously.
As it should be taken. Are you disrespecting this question?
No, I'm not, Jack.
If you're introducing a battered sausage, then this is where the curry sauce comes into play.
Okay.
On its own, chips, I'd probably go curry sauce. Look,
this is riveting
have you
content.
ever had Yarmouth Market chips?
Yes, I have.
Very
Please
good.
stop
Better
telling
than
me-
Norwich Market.
Please don't. No.
Yes, they
No,
are.
Actually, I must say,
so much better.
the seafood from Great Yarmouth Market.
And rightly so, nearer the coast.
Cockles, mussels, whelks. Yeah, of course. I'm behind Yarmouth there.
But something you can get behind.
But yeah, Norwich Market is better than Great Yarmouth Market.
And this is strange. Edward has messaged with the exact same question as Max. How did you both meet and why your surname's the same?
I think they've gone for
Then
like the odds of probability.
You duo put their brothers. Are we brothers? Who knows?
Are we brothers?
So yeah, we met through Norwich City.
It's such a beautiful story, isn't it? The fact that we met through Norwich City.
No, it is. It's lovely. It's lovely. Finn Stevens, why did Nelson get subbed off on Saturday? Because his calf is screwed. Greg Porter, combined Wolves and Norwich team, don't know enough Wolves players to be able to do that. I know they've got a great striker called Bottatini. Sounds like a pizza. Or a panini.
Yeah, no comment.
And they've got Hotter as well. He's good.
Oh, have they?
No, not.
No, they haven't. Have they?
No, the one they spent like 15 million on.
Is that the one from Brentford?
No.
No. He's gone somewhere different.
He went to Birmingham.
No,
this is like
yeah.
£15 million guy from Porto.
Oh, from Porto.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think his name's Hotter.
We don't know, and actually, we're not here to praise Wolves. So.
Here we go. Here is the man, William Otts Limited.
Hey, nice to see you.
He's got a new profile pic.
No.
And a new header.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This is a new profile picture, although I assume his wife.
We hope so. Is that in the Ipswich corporate?
Looks like it. So, well done. And this is a lovely header.
Look at the lawn. Look at his lawn there.
Yeah, that's stunning.
By the way,
Nice
for anyone
dog
that doesn't know, just to bring you kind of up to speed, Willie Mott's Limited is a fantastic TNC podcast loyal contributor. Tweets a question every week, and Jack, can you just read his bio, please? Every week we'll read
daily
it.
life of a contract groundsman. Come rain or sun, weeds will always outgrow grass.
And what is his Twitter handle?
At Willie Mott's Limited Ltd.
Okay, I think we should set a target to get this man to 500 followers.
If
by
you've
Christmas.
got a garden, get it done by Willie Mott.
Yeah, I agree.
And he put, do we all want the same Christmas present this year? A fit Alex Pritchard and Oliveira. It's all.
You know what I want? A good lawn. And I live in a flat.
Yeah. A nicely landscaped garden. Smimbo, new striker needed or not?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
And I come back to the. If we were to sign a third striker, it would have to be one that would be happy to be a third striker. We are not going to be able to afford to buy another striker who's better than Nelson, who is better than Jerome. We're not going to be able to do it. We've got Tristan Abrahams in the under-23. We've got Carlton Morris, who can be recalled in January. Look, I don't think they're good enough at the moment to be in the Championship, but it's a better option than splashing £4 million on someone that's probably not going to be good enough.
In my opinion, I think if we manage to sell Cameron Jerome, if we've got an opportunity to sell him, I'd sell him.
But then you go back to still having two strikers again.
Yeah, but then you can recruit someone that's younger, that's more hungry, that's more up for it. I'm not more up for it, but I just think that we need to refresh that air of the pitch.
You know what would be the ideal situation? Get Naismith off the books.
Oh my god! Oh yeah,
bring in someone.
I'd much rather get rid of Naismith than
he's not going to have. He's on so much money, and
he must be laughing.
He's not even.
He must be laughing.
He's injured at the moment. But
I saw him walking in Marks and Spencer's the other day.
Yeah.
And I kept my head down because obviously I've slated him no end.
I doubt he watches the videos.
Yeah, agreed. But and I must admit, I did see him picking up the the Marks and Spencer's posh. He was down the posh aisle.
Oh yeah, of course he would be. Was he getting coleslaw? The coleslaw from Marks and Spencer's just divine.
Really?
Yeah, it's so good.
Hello.
Yeah, it is. The one with the cheese in it.
Jack, move on.
What was he buying at Marks, by the way?
He was just down the
Was he getting a meal for two? Dining for two?
I can't remember. He was just like all of the packaging was different because it was the posh end.
Oh, by the way, I was on the train.
Where are you going now?
No, this is a good one. I think you'll appreciate it. I was on the train listening to podcasts.
Okay.
And I was listening to the Scrimmage podcast which is brilliant.
Plug.
Love the scrimmage.
Yeah.
And someone texted in to say that they'd seen Daniel Farker at Banham Zoo. And I just thought, great, like
that's absolutely fantastic.
And
taking the local sides.
He was in with in the lion enclosure.
He was in the lion.
Well, I think he was like watching the lions.
He looks a bit like a lion, doesn't he?
And I could just imagine Daniel Farker being able to communicate with lions.
Yeah, you know that guy on the internet that went viral that can like hug lions and stuff.
Yeah, Daniel Farker's that guy.
I think that Daniel Farker could be at one with those animals.
Yeah.
He really could.
And I was just on this train, I think I was in like Notting Hill Gate or something, and it was just a bit of a strange situation because I was just imagining Daniel Farker talking to lions, and then I quickly snapped out. I was like, what is going on? Just brilliant.
Fantastic.
Frank, I like this. He's gone very Halloween-y.
Okay.
Frankenstan. His name's obviously Stan. And he's got a pumpkin in his name as well. I like that. Really like that. What would be the key for our team to keep the momentum we've been on and stay at the level for the rest of the season? Well,
injuries.
Unbeaten runs aren't sustainable. Like, we're going to lose games. And we did lose a game.
Well, yeah, but I think consistency.
Yes, that would be good. And we
just
have been
consistency. If we, I've said it time and time again. If we, on average, I know we're doing it the other way around at the moment, which is very weird, not normal. If we, on average, win every home game and then draw every other, in fact, win every home game and lose every away game, we'll be in for a shout of going up. So for me, if we can do an unbeaten run like we've done every now and then, we'll be there or thereabouts.
Yeah. And I think we need a bit of luck. We need a few refereeing decisions to go our way. We need some injuries to go our way. And I think this is the thing as well. I think, yes, our home form has been poor, but I look at the performances and they haven't differed that much from the away games. You look at Reading, you look at Middlesbrough, you look at Sheffield United, especially Middlesbrough and Sheffield United. We got dominated. They had so many chances. It was just a spark of quality, a lot of luck our way. Even against Ipswich, they missed a couple of sitters. They hit the post. It could have been so different. It's just them fine margins that I think soon will swing the other way and we'll start winning loads of home games. James Mackay. Missed the question. Cal Smith, what are your opinions on Vrancic so far?
We've covered it.
We have. My opinion hasn't changed. Good player, gifted player, got a good pass in him. Don't think he's great for every occasion.
Yeah.
Some games
I'm just not going to comment this week because I'm a bit bored of it.
James Mackay, is the criticism for Jerome going on too long that it's becoming a norm?
What was the question again, sorry?
Is the criticism of Cameron Jerome been going on for so long that it's become the norm to criticise him?
He's not been that bad, is he?
No, I think James is more hinting that...
Is it normal for him to be criticised?
Yeah.
I think that now Russell Martin's not in the team, he is probably the new scapegoat, to be fair. It's very easy if we don't win a game to say, oh, Cameron Jerome didn't produce enough, even though Cameron Jerome might have not been delivered enough.
Canaries Live, if you had to let either James Maddison or Nelson Oliveira leave on a free, who would it be and why?
Oh my God. I think
this is quite an easy answer.
Canaries Live, I can't... That is such a hard question.
I think it'd be Nelson just because Maddison's worth more. Just from a clear...
Is he? Is he though?
Yeah. Like Maddison is young, English, and...
Yeah, but Nelson's Nelson.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Birmingham and...
West Brom.
Redknapp's Redknapp. Nelson... honestly, I literally cannot answer that question. But it would kill me to see either of those two players leave our great football club.
And I think I'm going to finish on... Yeah, I think I am. Chris Cassidy. And this is an interesting one. So it's a Middlesbrough fan. Johnny Howson's taken a long while to fully adjust to our team. Do you think there's reason for that?
Now that's a surprise.
Also, thoughts on Middlesbrough?
Thoughts on Middlesbrough is I wish you the best of luck this season. I don't think I hope that you don't expect to go up straight away because as Norwich fans have learned, it's very easy to just be like, we've spent the most money, we've just come back from the Prem, we've got the God-given right to be in the top two. Wrong. You're going to get turned over by teams this season that you will least expect it from. For example, Burton.
Norwich.
Enjoy Burton if that comes along for you, because that was hell for us. Johnny Howson, I'm not surprised he's taken time to warm up. I think, Norwich are laughing. We sold him for big money, or decent money, in my opinion. Yeah. Decent money, really, considering he's probably towards the end of his career now. He wanted to move up north to be closer to his homeland. whatever. I think Johnny Howson is a very, very good player, and I was very disappointed that he left, considering that he told me about 3 weeks before he left, posing for a picture with me, "Oh, no, I'm not leaving." Of course he's not going to tell me he's not leaving, but I've got a bit of a hunch about that. Johnny Howson, much like perhaps Jacob Murphy for Newcastle, much like Bradley Johnson when he left for Derby, much like Grant Holt when he left. I mean, these players normally take a full season to adjust to the new club, the style of play, the new manager, the fans. There's so much that goes into it, and I think it's very, very rare these days that you get a player, Jack, and they instantly work for you. When was the last? I'm just trying to think of a Norwich player that we've signed that's instantly been a success. You look at Pinto, for example,
Tommy Tribal,
ridiculously criticised. Let's not forget though, Jack, Tom Tribal. He didn't play the first few games.
That's true.
And he did play a few games, didn't get in the team, and obviously that was that's fine. But it's very rare that you'll sign a player for big money, they'll walk in and they'll just smash it week in, week out. So I think Middlesbrough fans, you just need to kind of tone down the expectations.
And I think the thing is, I think that's the thing, expectation is we signed Johnny Howson as a highly rated player from Leeds, and their youngest ever captain, and we kind of signed him in his prime, and he went on to he was a great player for Norwich, he really was, and a real Rolls Royce of a midfielder, but he'd had 5 seasons with us, he'd kind of gone through his prime, and we rated him so highly, and Middlesbrough spent big money on him, that their expectations are obviously right up here. Johnny Howson is a top player, but he's not a top 9 out of 10 championship player week in, week out anymore.
It's not that much money though. Although I said it's decent money,
£8 million for a championship club is a lot of money.
Not anymore, mate.
Not
for a club that's
maybe not for Middlesbrough.
Exactly. Not for a club that's wanting to push for promotion. They can't expect Johnny Howson.
But for example,
if
we were to sign an £8 million player, and he wasn't performing week in, week out, there'd be murmurs. There'd be like groans.
But we're haunted by Ricky Van Wolfswinkel.
We are, and Steven Naismith. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the TNC podcast. Look, there's loads of Norwich games at the moment, so there's going to be tons of content.
Question: what's your hype of the week?
Hype of the week. Hype of the week.
What's your hype of the week, Jack? Come on.
Marks and Spencer's coleslaw.
Really? It's got to be related to Norwich City. Come on. Rack your brains.
I know.
Go on.
Tom Tribal's touch, where he just brought it down from the sky.
Oh my god!
Just stuck to his foot.
That's mine as well.
Yeah. No, actually, Marco Stiepman.
He literally just touched the ball, didn't
that
he?
was a highlight. The other one, Marco Stiepman thinking he'd scored and just seemingly celebrating for like 5 seconds before he realised it hadn't actually crossed the line. That was good fun. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you've got this far, please do leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us, and it boosts our already huge egos.
Actually, as well, what it does do is it kind of, in terms of the fan channels, kind of like, we like having a bit of an edge.
And if you leave a review, it makes you a better person too, and you'll have more friends.
Yes.
And more success in
life.
All areas of life. Thanks for watching. See you later.